Everyone, and welcome. Today we're diving into something that's absolutely critical but often flies under the radar in DevOps, artifact management. Seriously, this is the missing link that makes sure the code you build is the exact same code you deploy every single time.
So think about it. You write your code, you push it, your CI server like Jenkins or GitLab runs the build, and all the tests pass. Awesome. But then, what? Where does that compiled, ready-to-go package actually end up? That's the exact mystery we're solving today.
All right, the solution here really boils down to two key ideas: artifacts and repositories. Once you get these, you're well on your way to building a super reliable and repeatable deployment process.
So, first things first, what in the world is an artifact? Well, put simply, it's the thing your build process creates. After your code is compiled, tested, and all packaged up, that final file, that one single unit you can actually deploy, that's your artifact. It's the finished product.
And I guarantee you've seen these a million times. If you're a Java developer, it's your jar or war file. For the container folks out there, it's your Docker image. Heck, it could even be a simple zip package. All of these, they're artifacts. And this really is the bottom line. The whole point of your build process is to create one thing, an artifact. If that build fails, or if for some reason it doesn't spit out an artifact, your whole pipeline just stops dead. You literally have nothing to deploy. Game over.
Okay, so we have these super important artifacts. We can't just leave them lying around on a build server, right? Of course not. That's where an artifact repository comes in. Think of it as a high-tech, super organized digital warehouse just for your software builds.
So this all leads to the fundamental rhythm of DevOps. First, your CI server builds the code into an artifact. Then, you store that artifact safely in your repository. And finally, your deployment tools grab it and deploy it. Build, store, deploy. That's the heartbeat of CI/CD right there.
All right, we get the what and the why. Now let's get into the fun part, the how. We're going to look at the tools you'll actually be using, and we'll start with the two heavyweights in this space, Sonatype Nexus and JFrog Artifactory.
First up is Sonatype Nexus. This thing is a total powerhouse. It supports pretty much everything you'd need. Maven for your Java projects, NPM for JavaScript, Docker images, you name it. But its real claim to fame, it's incredibly easy to set up. You can get a professional-grade repository up and running in no time.
So who is Nexus for? Honestly, it's perfect for small to medium-sized teams or anyone who's just starting to get serious about artifact management. It's a fantastic, powerful, and often open-source choice to get you in the game.
Now, on the other end of the spectrum, you've got JFrog Artifactory. This thing is an absolute beast. It's built from the ground up for massive, enterprise-level scale, with features like high availability and some really advanced security options that big companies demand.
So, if you're working at a huge company with super complex pipelines, super strict security rules, and where downtime is just not an option, yeah, Artifactory is almost certainly the tool you're going to find.
So to wrap up the comparison, think of it this way. Nexus is your go-to when you need something that's powerful, easy to use, and gets the job done, especially for smaller teams. Artifactory, that's the industrial strength solution built for massive scale, where you need every feature under the sun.
So, you've got your warehouse set up. That's great. But if you just start throwing artifacts in there with no labels or system, you're going to have chaos. That's why we need some rules. Let's talk about versioning and dependencies.
At its heart, versioning is really all about communication. It gives every single artifact a unique name tag so we can track exactly what changed, understand what's in a new release, and, most importantly, have a safety net to roll back if something goes wrong.
Now, the universal language for this is called semantic versioning, or SEMver for short. It's a really simple but brilliant set of rules for version numbers. I know you've seen this format everywhere: major, minor, patch. Let's break this down real quick, because it's a total game changer. When that first number, the major version, changes, that's a big warning sign. It means, watch out, there are breaking changes. When the minor number goes up, it means, cool, new features, but everything old should still work. And a patch change? That's just for small bug fixes. This system literally takes all the guesswork out of updates.
And this is where it all connects to your package manager. Tools like Maven or NPM are like a super strict librarian for your project. They look at your listed dependencies, go to the repository, and grab the exact versions you asked for. This right here is the cure for the "but it works on my machine" headache. Every build is the same, every time.
Okay, so we've got our artifacts, our repository, and our rules. So what? What's the big payoff for all this work? Let's take a look at what a truly bulletproof pipeline looks like when you bring it all together.
Here's the whole journey. A developer commits their code to Git. Jenkins sees the change and automatically starts a build. When it's done, it pushes the versioned artifact to Nexus. And finally, the deployment process pulls that specific artifact from Nexus and sends it to the servers. See? No ambiguity. It's a clean, traceable flow from start to finish.
And this is why it all matters so much. You get version control for your actual builds, not just your source code. Rolling back to a previous version becomes a simple, painless task, not a late-night panic attack. You get a single source of truth for your software, and you can secure and control exactly what gets deployed and by whom. It's a huge win.
So I'll leave you with this question to think about. Look at your own projects and be honest. Is your deployment process truly repeatable and secure? Or are you kind of just building stuff on a developer's laptop and hoping for the best? Proper artifact management is what makes the difference.
Hey, if this breakdown was helpful for you, hitting that like button would be awesome. We're actually building out a whole DevOps roadmap on this channel, so make sure you subscribe so you don't miss the next piece of the puzzle.
And one last thing, if you want to see what this looks like in the real world, just comment artifact down below and I'll share some links to actual project examples that use these exact tools. Thanks so much for watching.